Yep. And then it was a month before we were getting married. So this all was happening. 2016 is when we ended up buying the house. It was a big year for me. Graduated, moved into our first home.
Wrong. 2015. We had just gotten engaged that May.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Welcome back,
hey guys,
everybody.
Oops, sorry.
To Adulting Midwest Style.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Alicia.
It's a podcast where we talk about being adults or being first-time parents.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it while sipping on our favorite beer.
Yes.
I see you got a classic.
A me classic, if you will. I do have a Spotted Cow yet again. It is my favorite. I'm sorry. If you want me to try something new, comment below and I will try something new. Or if you have a recommendation for me, I like Spotted Cow. So if you know a beer similar, hit me up.
Yeah, that is I think that's like
a
creamy ale, as they put it, or something like that.
Heads up.
I got one of the tastiest IPAs. It is called Fantasy Factory's.
Ooh.
Or it's
sounds like a strip club.
Yeah, it's Carbon 4 Brewery. And I have to describe this bottle to you. It is a cat that is also wearing a bandana and holding a golden eagle or a golden desert eagle. And the only reason I know that is from my years of Call of Duty.
Classic.
And this cat is currently riding a unicorn who's also breathing fire and has laser beams for eyes.
It's intense. I mean, it really is. We'll try to put a close-up of it on YouTube if you're interested. Or again, it's called Fantasy Factory, and you can Google it.
And it is... all their beers are kind of like that. And I also got my Bob Euchre bottle opener. So let's see what he has to say. He's so excited. See what he has to say. Yep. Oh boy, he's going to keep talking.
Oh, now he won't shut up.
Poor Toss. But again, one of the better tasting IPAs. But what are we talking about today?
We are talking about buying our second home. Technically.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a special episode because, I'm sorry.
Clink.
Cheers to you all. Happy Monday night.
Yes, I hope the rest of your week doesn't suck.
But anyway, so this is about us buying our second home. Now, to tell you about us buying our second home, we probably should touch on our first home.
Yes, so we bought a house
on DOP.
Yes, that's what we are going to refer to it as. It is on DOP Street, and it was a tiny house. We bought it.
I mean, tiny. It was 1,100 square feet, so it wasn't like the smallest house we could have gotten, but it was a nice size for us.
Yep, and the thing was, we were 23 years old.
Yeah.
You had just graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually graduated in December or January, whenever that semester ended.
Yeah, that
and then
J
she
term.
Walked in May.
Yep.
We bought the house in June and moved in July.
Yep. And then it was a month before we were getting married. So this all was happening. 2016 is when we ended up buying the house. It was a big year for me. Graduated, moved into our first home.
Wrong. 2015. We had just gotten engaged that May.
Oh, you're right. Big year still, though.
Mm-hmm.
Walked, got engaged, moved into the first home. I'm sorry.
Within 3 months.
Yeah. It was a big 3 months for us.
And then we got married the following year in 2016.
Sorry.
So this is 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Again, to describe the house, it was a Cape Cod style house, meaning that it is
The roof came to a point.
Yes, it was a very tight roof, but a really smaller house, 2 bedrooms upstairs, and only 1 bath.
Yeah.
Also upstairs.
Yes.
Everything else downstairs, kitchen, living room. That was it.
Well, we had a basement.
We had a basement.
Unfinished.
Unfinished. We had a bedroom
Down there that was just literally carpet thrown down there and a bed down there. So technically not a bedroom up to code.
And then we had a 3 Seasons room right in the...
Oh, that was my favorite part of the house. It was on the front of the house and it was enclosed. And like Aaron said, it was 3 Seasons.
Maybe 6 feet by 10 feet. Not super huge, but it was a nice...
It was perfect size for a couple of chairs, table... few succulents that we somehow killed.
Somehow, yeah. I don't know how you kill succulents.
We've done it multiple times, though, so...
We do not have green thumbs.
No. But anyway, that was our first home. We loved it. It was perfect for, like I said, it was perfect for us. The one bathroom was a bit of a struggle, especially when after Aaron had, like, tacos or something. And,
yeah.
You can imagine.
Also, it was kind of a pain in the ass having the only bathroom be upstairs.
Yeah.
Because you having friends outside, out having a fire on our back patio, which we had a nice patio.
Oh, we
had a decent sized yard given what other yards around there were. 1.5 car garage. We were able to fit things on the other side, but a really long driveway.
Very long driveway. Very, very long driveway.
Skinny.
Could
only fit 1 car wide.
Yep. But again, all that said, it was the perfect house for us. I don't think I would have changed our decision in the world. It was perfect.
Right.
But we knew going into it, it wasn't our forever home, obviously. 1,100 square feet, being as it was, and we knew we wanted to have like family and everything, and so we knew that it wasn't going to be our forever home, but it definitely got us to where we are today, which is, you know, the house we're in right now, which we'll call Lander. But anyway, to progress to getting to here, we did do a lot of improvements on the Dopp house.
Yeah.
Did you want to start off with that?
So first and foremost, and the most expensive one, was definitely our roof.
Yes.
And that was also one of the most stressful things.
Yes.
Not financially.
No.
It was kind of a bad between us, the contractors, and everybody that we went through.
Not great communication between the company we used and
the contractors that they hired.
Right. We didn't get everything we wanted on the first take, even though they thought they finished the roof. We were like, nope, you didn't do this, and we paid for this. Look at here. And it was kind of a back and forth for a while. We ended up, resolving it, but it was a headache for a while.
Yeah.
That was definitely our first and our most expensive.
They also left like a piece of siding just flapped off. Yeah. And it's like, are you going to fix that? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we did do this. And then they also nailed in our attic door. They did that because they were shooting an insulation into our attic. Thank you. But now we have no access to our attic.
Right.
That wasn't our fault that we couldn't get into our attic. So we had to wait and schedule a time for the guy to come and just our attic door.
Right.
And we're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a headache, but definitely a huge improvement to start off.
Totally worth it. And for what we spent on it, I think we definitely got a return for it.
Yeah. But anyway, when we decided we wanted to do those upgrades that we knew would be like the necessary ones to do in order to sell the house and make a profit on it, we started with the bathroom,
Yes.
which the only bathroom in the house. So we pretty much redid the whole thing. Actually,
It was not a very big bathroom.
no,
Maybe
for it being a one bathroom house, it was.
So the length of the tub was the width of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it had a little tiny sink,
19 inches wide, I think.
and then a toilet.
Yep.
That was the length,
square footage.
the length by width, if you could imagine that.
So we ended up we didn't like gut it or anything, but we just updated it. So we replaced the bathtub, the tile, we did not replace the vanity
or the toilet.
Nope, but we did the floor. So we did the tile in the shower, the tub, the floor.
Don't forget, we had a glass sliding door that we had to get rid of. That thing was a shin buster because our tub was probably raised up 6 to 8 inches high.
We don't know how the fuck the person that owned the house previously.
She was an old woman.
She was older. I don't know how she got in and out of that tub without killing herself, because I had probably a permanent bruise on my shin getting in and out of that shower for like a year.
It's hard enough getting up and up into the shower. It's another thing to get from a slippery shower down onto a mat.
Right. So that was pretty much the main reason, that tub, of why we wanted to update that
needed
bathroom.
To go. The tile was outdated. The floor was outdated.
So it was just upgrades. We didn't gut it or anything like that. We just upgraded it, which it looked, in my opinion, phenomenal. The tile that we got was like this. It looked like almost like a wood, but not really. And it had like a blue tint in it.
It was technically a ceramic floor that looked like wood.
Yeah, it was sweet. I secretly wish we had it here. But anyway, so yeah, that was the first big upgrade we did when we decided, like, let's start doing the process of upgrading the house so that we can get ready to move.
And then we got a striking deal on all this floor, this interlock floor.
Engineered hardwood.
There it is.
Yep.
And it snaps to lock. And as long as you cut it right, like, I installed it.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't rocket science.
No. I mean, I helped too.
Yeah. It was just laying it down. The only thing about that floor is that it was not scratch proof to Flynn's talons that he has.
Right.
It showed every single hair.
It's definitely a floor that we bought it because it would have been an upgrade, because what we had there originally was there was carpet in the dining room that we ripped out right away.
Who puts carpet in the dining room? And then what
ended up, it looked like there's like 3 different floors, but it was all the original flooring, but 3 different colors. And it looked, obviously,
it was such nice wood, and everybody would have probably spent money to, like, get them redone. The only thing is that we had a dog, we had our lives. That was our entire house, was this hardwood floor.
It was the
whole we literally
floor, main floor.
We literally couldn't do anything. If you had to sand it all, put down, the stain, and let it sit for 48 hours, no way. We could not physically
so we ended
get away from it.
We ended up using this engineered hardwood. It was like a dark wood, and it wasn't necessarily our style, but it definitely was an upgrade in the
It looked very nice.
House. And we did the whole main floor in that, and it looked beautiful. It just wasn't our style, but it was an upgrade, and that's what mattered. Lastly was the kitchen.
So again, like we said, we did all the floors throughout. How the kitchen was originally laid out was
closed off.
Here's the kitchen, and here's the dining room. We ended up taking one of those peninsulas and the cupboard that was above it, that was a total like head knocker.
Yeah.
And we just moved it to the other wall, kitty
And
corner.
completely opened the kitchen into the dining room instead of having that peninsula cutting it in half.
Yeah.
And obviously it made for an open concept, if you will.
Bought new vinyl countertops at Menards. Bought new
Sink. We bought a new sink, a new
Yep.
faucet, a ceiling fan in there because the one that was in there was kind of janky.
ceiling fan, and all new appliances, but like not cheap, but like not.
We didn't buy the
name
cheapest
brand.
appliance, like Sweet is what they're called, but it wasn't our style and by any means. They were just white.
Just white.
We made sure that they were like good and everything, but
We added a dishwasher.
we did.
We never had a dishwasher.
We didn't have a dishwasher
and
until
we also
then.
had the oldest stove probably in Long.
It had a cover for the stovetop, and I can't explain it in any other way. It had like a foldable cover that you can fold it and cover the stovetop and unfold it to use the stovetop. That is the best way I can explain it.
It was probably 70s. It did not have anything digital.
It was so functional, though. I mean, it
cooked pizza pretty well.
Yeah, it did a great job doing the cooking part, but yeah, it was old as shit.
Nothing digital. Everything was a dial.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep, so we upgraded that. And like Aaron said, it wasn't like a shit upgrade. It was definitely, they were good appliances and everything, just not our style. Like here, we're going for like the black stainless steel is kind of what we're going for in this house that we're in now, because this is...
Originally, we were into slate, but man, black stainless steel is
beautiful.
Sexy.
It is. It is sexy. That is a great way to put it. It is sexy. But, yeah, so... That was the last big upgrade we did for that house.
Now let's talk about how we sold it and what sort of transpired.
Sure.
So originally, I lived in the house that we live in now.
Lander.
I grew up here from about 7th grade, and my mom sold it when I was about 19 or 20, after my stepdad passed away and she couldn't afford the house anymore.
Right.
She sold it to a family that had 2 or 3 kids. From the sounds of it around the neighborhood, they were kind of kooky and weird.
Kind of loners, though. They weren't social.
Not really social. And what happened was the husband got a new job. They had to sell the house. We got wind of it from the neighbors saying that, hey, they're about to put this up for sale.
And we were like, oh shit. We weren't like looking to buy a house at all.
We literally, I think we finished all those renovations within a month or 2 before this. So like we actually lived in our finished house for like a month.
Yeah. And again, we weren't like house shopping necessarily. And then I got a text from one of our neighbors now, our neighbors at Lander, saying like, oh my God, the family's moving. You got to look into it. See if you can afford it. Blah, 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 blah. And we're like, well, shit. Okay. Like that would be cool. Moving into his old childhood home. And we loved the house originally. We wanted to buy it when his mom was putting it
we originally wanted to buy it, like the first house.
Yeah, and we just obviously couldn't afford it. We were too young. We didn't have, the backbone of like selling a house on top of it. And so now that we did, that's how we got this house, was that we were able to sell a house, make a profit on it, and have a decent down payment for this house.
Yeah.
And that's how we were able, we wrote a cute letter to the sellers saying like, this is his childhood home. We'd love to live here, grow a family,
Yep.
And we got it.
Yes.
So excited. And I honestly don't think I think we would have been so heartbroken if we hadn't gotten it. So and mind you, our house that we were selling then we sold that within 24 hours.
Yep.
And we
got,
took the first offer we got because they put in more than the asking. Or no, they put in at asking price, and we were like, well, screw it.
There were other people who were interested in our house. We got the offer. We had the decision to make of, do we let them go through the house or do we take the offer? It was like contingent of like 24 hours. So we had like...
Well, I mean, how can you... We put in asking, or we
put in
this price, and we were completely happy with the price that we put in. We weren't greedy, and they put in asking price. So, I mean, why would we say no? And they were a young couple, just like we were, and so it seemed like fate. Mm-hmm. So we sold our DOP house within...
Literally never met them either.
No, but we stalked them a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
But anyway, so we sold that house within 24 hours, and it was just the perfect storm. We got this house, and it was just a beautiful thing, and he's back in his childhood home, and it's blah, 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 fantastic. But let's get into now where we live now. Yes. I feel like Lander. So Lander is the new home.
So we live in a cul-de-sac, which is absolutely awesome because it's so fun. Our dog is very...
antisocial.
Yes, he's very barky at, people on the sidewalk, cars going down the street, just anything. I'm gonna bark at it.
A leaf dropping.
Yeah. So living up in a cul-de-sac, the only people that come up here are people who made a wrong turn, people who are going on a walk up around, or people that live here.
And people going on a walk is not very often because we do live at the top of a hill. Like,
it is
a pretty steep hill.
Very high, like very steep hill.
And so we don't get a lot of action from like walkers or anything like that. But
we actually live... Our hill, if you were to continue walking up, our neighbor's hill is one of the highest points in our city. Mm-hmm. You can literally see all around.
Right. But anyway, so it's a cul-de-sac. We love it. We knew all of the neighbors before we moved in. So we already knew we were going to love our neighborhood and our neighbors. And so it felt so right.
Mm-hmm. It is a ranch style home, just single level, 2,200, 2,400 square feet. I think it's
24.
2,400 square feet, so a double the size.
Right.
We have
2 bathrooms.
A bath and a half.
Right, but
3 bed.
2 toilets.
Yes, 3 bed. We have a 3/4, like we're downstairs right now. Mm-hmm. 3/4 of this is finished. The other quarter of it is kind of like the laundry room / where we
storage.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
It's perfect to grow a family. We don't have really any intention of moving for any reason, unless there was a significant reason why. But yeah, we plan on to be kind of our forever home, or at least for the long term. And so
we forgot to mention this was back in 2018.
Oh, right.
January. So like basically the start of 2018.
Yep. January 4th, I think, was our move-in day. So we literally moved in the start of the year.
Yeah. So we've been here 2 years, almost 3 rolling on. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's been awesome.
Yes. And obviously we grew a family with Theo, and plenty of room, plenty of space. We don't feel crunched or anything like that. And so it was just a perfect decision. It was just fate that we were able to, dive in on that like seller pretty quickly too, because obviously we heard it from the neighbors. So it wasn't even like on the market technically.
But we were ready.
But we were like on it, and it just was the perfect storm for us. Mm-hmm. And
it was kind of ironic that just like we were able to get the news, we were able to like put an offer in, get an accepted offer, put our house up for sale, get that sold right for what we asked for it, and use all that money to buy this,
put a good down payment on it, and yeah, we're so thrilled that we were able to move into here because, like I said, we originally wanted it. When we were first looking.
In 2018, we were 26, going on 27. No, we were going to turn 26 that year. We were 25. Like, we are super fortunate at where we are.
Yeah.
It comes down to planning. Like, we planned right out of college.
We both are very big savers too. We aren't big spenders or anything, so I think that definitely helped our situation too.
And having never owned an apartment, like I lived at home
until you moved into a house.
I went to college, I got my degree, I got a job, I lived at home, I saved and saved and saved. I didn't do anything. I just worked, and then I'd spend here and there. And then I saved enough, you saved enough, and we were able to combine it to put down a down payment for this little tiny little house.
Yeah.
That was probably underpriced. And
I mean, we can get into the details. We bought it for $125,000, I think.
Yeah, $125,000.
And we lived there for almost 3 years.
For all of you Midwesterners, like, that might be a really good price or a really bad price, like,
Yeah. But and then we were able to sell it with all the upgrades, with all of the money we had already put into the house for $179. Yeah.
$179 flat. And
yeah.
That
was the asking price, and that's what we got it for. So we had, again, just a decent down payment for this house, and that's how we were able to get it for $225, $245. So, and again, it was.
We don't plan on moving.
Every update, every upgrade we do here is going to be in our taste, planned out,
for the long run.
Right. Like, we're not going to, like, all the upgrades we did at DOP, we did it to upgrade it, and that was it.
For like a 5-year timeline, as opposed to like a 30. Right. Like, we did the roof. The roof needed to be done. The roof was 27 years old.
Yeah, it was rough.
It needed to be done.
And so we got a really good roof because we did that within the first year of living there because it was that shitty of a roof. And so we spent good money on that.
We were very happy with the results. We were just not happy with the company.
Right. But again, this house, we plan any upgrades we do, it'll be in our taste and carefully planned and picked out. And so we do have upgrades we want to do. Our dream list is to add like another bath in the basement.
Now, hang on here. We'll get that in a whole nother episode.
True.
Whole nother episode will be dedicated to what we want to do if we had all this money. Like, obviously there'll be some, like, we really need to do this, and if we had the money, we would also probably do this. Yes. That would probably be the episode.
Yeah.
At some later point in the future.
We did want to just lay the foundation of our home buying experiences in this episode because it's kind of just a cool experience we had. We are now living in Aaron's childhood home.
Yep.
And just the whole process of getting to this point, it's kind of cool. And so we thought it would be a cool episode to share with you. And I know for me, I love watching those stupid shows on HGTV about like House Hunters, where they like look at houses, and you love like learning like how many beds, how many baths, what's the square footage, what's the price.
But because it's in Vancouver, it's $1.2 million.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
My point here is that we thought that this would interest those of you who are interested in those kind of things. So that is our home buying experience. We do plan, again, like Aaron said, talking about any improvements we want to do in the next few years, in the next year, just simple upgrades we do. we just want to keep you guys updated because it's something I love watching and hearing about. So I'm sure there's other people like that too. But we hope you liked this video. We like sharing these stories with you guys because, like I said just a few seconds ago, it's something I like listening to and learning about. And so I'm sure there's others like that out there. So we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you loved hearing our little experience buying our 2 homes. If you did have any questions about it, anything we didn't touch on, comment below or DM me. We have 2 Instagram accounts now. Always Al and our business one, Adulting Midwest Style.
Business.
Yes. Nice. Our business one. And so hit me up on that and I will answer any of your questions. Or if you do have any, content ideas or something like that, comment below, please. We'd love to hear from you guys. But we hope you had a great Monday. Hope we helped you close out your night with a little beer or 2.
Week.
Well, yeah, we hope you had you have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you next Monday. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.